Diaz. Coach, just your thoughts on how you thought the defense played tonight.
First and foremost, credit to North Carolina. We knew going into they were an outstanding offense. We knew that it was hard to simulate not just the tempo in which they play, but the precision in the routes. I thought we got better at it as time went on. I would say certainly the biggest disappointment of the game was our third down defense. I thought that was decisive in determining the outcome of the game because too often we could not get the offense the football on short fields. So even when we were creating stops, when they were punting the ball, they were punting our offense deep in the end zone, making them go the long way against their defense. On a positive note, we challenged them at halftime to show the drive and the character of what Miami Hurricane football should be represented by. And I thought we sort of made a boxing analogy. We just kind of came out and we just played each series as if it was a round. And we got to stop, and then we got a 3-and-out, and we got to stop, and you could see the guys all of a sudden start to get more and more into the game, and ultimately where we gave ourselves a chance to win the football game. So if those are the things that in the disappointment of the loss that I think if we can continue to build on, I think the players understand that there's a difference in the way that Miami responds to adversity. And if we can continue to show that type of toughness, ultimately in the long picture goal, which is hard to see in the disappointment of the loss, but in the long picture where Coach Richt is taking this program, it's going to end up in a good place.
Coach, do you throw that goal line stand up as an example of here's what we're capable of doing when we're under pressure?
Absolutely. I mean, the ball is 6 inches away, and to stop them from that distance 4 times is something that now our guys understand that if we can eliminate big plays, if you're confident in your goal line defense, then you believe you can always hold somebody out of your end zone. And certainly that's a fantastic offense to hold them to 2 touchdowns, gives you a chance to win a football game, okay? What they will be disappointed in is the things that got them down there along the way that I think we can improve on.
Manny, it looked like Mark was trying to pound the ball all day to control the tempo of the game, limit the opportunities North Carolina had on offense probably. Was that something you guys had discussed as a staff when you were game planning?
Well, I think that's what they felt also was the best way to move the football against what they did. So, yeah, I mean, we're always on the same page in terms of how we feel like the best way to attack a football team is. And again, offense and defense do not occur in vacuums. Like I said, I was disappointed in the way that we played team defense tonight to get our offense short fields. Certainly did not create enough turnovers that should win you a football game. So I think those were our biggest disappointments defensively. I don't know anything about him, but it's just, our MO, like the way we operate on defense, it just next man in, and no one really talks much about it, and everybody plays, and everybody goes in, and, guys, again, we're a physical game, coming off another physical game, played a bunch of snaps, and, but I think that's kind of been, we really don't, we're trying to practice not feeling sorry for ourselves, and just go on and just handle what the task is at hand, which is getting the next stop on defense.
What did you see from the defense during the 5-minute drive there in the fourth that they were able to hold the ball there in their final drive?
The final drive of the game, North Carolina's?
Before Brad's fumble.
Yeah, well, they hit a couple first downs, they hit a couple plays, but eventually we were able to create a negative play to get them the stop. But there's another example is that we'll be disappointed in the 2 first downs they got allowed them to flip field position. So again, when we go make the drive to potentially tie or win the football game, we're doing it with 80 yards of field in front of us instead of 60 or 50 yards of field. So, but again, credit to them. They've got a bunch of offense and they do a nice job. To me, the biggest thing is that if we continue to show the resiliency and the toughness, okay, and this is what we have to continue to press on our players, it's going to pay off.
Last question.